In this video, we'll use ReCrystallize Pro to view a crystal report in a web browser with live data retrieved from the database. The report also uses a parameter prompt to control which set of data is shown in the report when it is viewed. To begin, I placed a report file in a directory beneath inetpub www.root. The web page files that ReCrystallize Pro creates will be placed in the same folder as the report file. Now I'll start ReCrystallize Pro. Since the dynamic option is not fully functional in the trial mode, I'll activate this copy of ReCrystallize Pro now as if I had purchased the license and received the activation codes. The activation will fully license the software and enable all functionality without the need to reinstall. At this welcome screen, click Next to select the report file. Here, I'll leave ASP.NET selected. On this screen, choose the Dynamic option to retrieve current data from the database each time the report is viewed. When I click Next here, ReCrystallize Pro will examine the report file to determine what database connection details and parameters the report needs to run. This screen asks how to log into the database to update the report data. The first two entries have been pre-filled based on the database connection details found in the report file. Although you can make changes here to override the database connection details, ReCrystallize Pro defaults these values correctly based on the database location properties in the report file. So you should make changes to the pre-filled values only if you need to use a different database connection or user account than was originally used to create the report. Otherwise, it's best just to enter the password without making other changes. ReCrystallize Pro has detected that this report expects one parameter prompt named customer last name. The first option here, use the crystalreports.net viewer to prompt for this value, will cause the web page to prompt with a similar look, feel, and behavior as the parameter prompt in the Crystal Reports Designer. This option also supports dynamic and cascading parameters if they're set up in your report. The Prompt the User option can create a customizable HTML form for parameter selection. The form can be modified to blend into your existing web application, or you can bypass the form entirely by including the parameter value as part of the web address or posting it from your own form. The Always Use the Following Value option is useful when you don't want to prompt the user at all, but always want this report web page to use a specific value for the parameter. The .NET Viewer prompt is used most often, so I'll leave it selected here. If the report included more than one parameter, this screen will repeat for each of the parameters. Since this report has only one parameter, it won't repeat in this case. This screen will allow changes to the report's record selection formula when the report is viewed on the web. This is a powerful feature for advanced users to control which data is shown in the report. However, incorrect changes here can cause an error, so we recommend leaving the screen blank and making changes to the record selection formula within the Crystal Reports Designer. On this screen, you can select how you'd like the report to open in the web browser. The .NET Viewer option is used most often. It doesn't require any browser add-ons such as ActiveX controls or Java applets, so it works with most web browsers, including iPhone, iPad, and Android mobile devices. When the report opens in the .NET Viewer, users can view the report page by page on screen. Toolbar buttons also allow printing the report and saving the report to PDF, Excel, and other formats. Also on this screen, I'll add a web page title. The title entered here is for appearance only and does not affect how the report works. The options on this screen allow you to customize the appearance and behavior of the report viewer. For example, you can disallow printing and exporting the report if you don't want those options available to your users. In most cases, the default settings are okay. When you click the Finish button, ReCrystallize Pro will create web pages to run the report. The name of the starting web page file to view the report is shown in this text box. I'll click the Copy button to place the name of the web page file on the clipboard. That's all there is to do in the wizard for this report. Let's take a look at Windows Explorer in the directory where the report file is located to confirm that the new web pages have been created there. The new dynamic web pages are here, so we're ready to try viewing the report in a browser. Now let's take a look at the report in a web browser. I'll use Chrome here, but the report will work just as well in Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, and other browsers. Since the report is in the default website on this machine under a directory named Dynamic Report, I'll begin the web address with http://localhost/dynamicreport/. And then I'll paste the file name that was copied to the clipboard from the ReCrystallize Pro finish screen. And then press Enter to load the page. Recall that this report had one parameter, and the option for the viewer to prompt was selected in ReCrystallize Pro. So here the viewer is prompting for the parameter value. The report is opened, and the data is limited to the customer name I selected. The parameter values can be changed by opening the Parameters panel on the left side of the viewer. If you don't want your users to change parameter selections in this way, the Parameters panel can be disabled on the Viewer Options screen in ReCrystallize Pro. We haven't covered all the options available for setting up a dynamic report, but this is a fairly typical case. For most reports like this one, the process is simple and quick, but ReCrystallize Pro can provide options for more customization and powerful features when needed.